Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand Centennial World. Okay, first of all, I've had some positive feedback on the sound, so it sounds as though you guys can hear the podcast much better than before. I'm very glad. Second of all, I have such a funny story to tell you guys. Okay, so you know how on Spotify it used to say, Jordy's going to kill me for saying this story. So you know how on Spotify it says, it used to say Q&A at the bottom of every episode or whatever, and you could leave comments. That's where we would be like, leave us a Spotify review. Anyways, maybe like a week or two ago, they removed that function. I don't know if it was for everyone or if like the rollout's been kind of like, incremental. But for us, that feature went away for just a few days and then it returned as a comments feature. And then I suppose in the rollout of this new comments feature, there has been some type of, I don't know if it's like a glitch or what happened. But anyways, last night I'm at home and I get like 100 notifications on my phone for Spotify for podcasters. And I was like, oh my God, did we go viral? Like, did one of my episodes go viral? So I opened the back end and I'm looking through the comments and I'm not kidding, guys. It was like an inbox filled with all of the comments that Jordy had deleted over the years that were negative about us or super mean. So it was like opening an inbox filled with hate mail about yourself. So there was some type of like glitch or whatever where it brought back like all the comments that had not yet been published, but like they weren't published because we deleted them because they were so mean. So I'm just scrolling through it and I'm like, why are people commenting on things from like 9 months ago? And then I'm like, oh my God, I like realized what happened. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm just scrolling and scrolling. And it's just like the meanest comments about the podcast and about us. And I was like, this is actually like my worst nightmare. It was very confronting. So I had to text her this morning. I was like, you will never guess what happened. So anyways, those have been deleted. So hopefully no more negativity, but it was just the most insane experience. And I just had to let you guys know that. Okay. So for today's mini scroll, I have 2 stories for you guys. The first story is that Wren Eleanor's content has been wiped off of TikTok after years of complaints. So the TikTok content posted by Wren Eleanor's account has been all removed as pressures mount on platforms to do something about protecting children of family vloggers. So we did a whole episode at the beginning of the year about family vloggers and children on the internet, and Wren was a big case study in that. So go back and listen to that episode if you guys haven't listened. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, Wren is a 4-year-old girl who was the star of a TikTok account called Wren Eleanor. Wren's mother, Jacqueline, started posting content of Wren when she was just less than a year old. In December 2020, Jacqueline told 3 News Now Omaha that she started the account as a way to allegedly save memories. But after the account grew to over 4 million followers before Wren even turned 2, Jacqueline, who was a single mother, saw the opportunity as a way to make money. By the time it was deactivated recently, Wren had reached over 16 million followers. So what made the account so questionable was, it wasn't like a family account and Jacqueline was not a mommy blogger. The account was literally made for a 4-year-old girl as if Wren was the one creating the content and posting it, which of course does go against the platform's terms of services that state that a user must be 13 years old or older to make a TikTok account. Obviously, Wren was not the one shooting and uploading content of herself. So this is a loophole that Jacqueline and other parents who have created accounts for their children, as opposed to just like featuring their children on their accounts, this is a loophole that they count on to protect themselves from having these accounts banned. However, over the last couple of years, Jacqueline has faced intense backlash from internet users as many believed that she was exploiting Wren and intentionally getting Wren to create suggestive content that would appeal to predators. As E.J. Dixon wrote for Rolling Stone, quote, To be clear, there is no evidence that Jacqueline is exploiting Wren in any way. Rather, the concern seems to be centered more on the type of content Jacqueline is posting, such as a now-deleted video of Wren playing with a tampon or Wren taking a bath in a bathing suit, according to posts on a subreddit devoted to Wren that has more than 13,000 subscribers. Commenters have pointed out not only that such videos get more likes and saves than some of Wren's other videos, but they have even tracked down the social media footprints of some of Wren's followers, pointing to concerning comments that they have made or other videos they have saved to indicate they may be sexually attracted to children. Commenters have also pointed to the existence of fan accounts for Wren and searches such as Wren eating hot dog and Wren's scandalous outfits as evidence that she is being sexualized by a contingent of her followers. And then in July 2022, Business Insider reported finding photos of Wren widely shared by male followers on Pinterest. And then, as this Rolling Stone piece said, there were so many fan accounts created of Wren by random, strange adults who would be basically reposting her content. This is the tip of the iceberg. People were very concerned for Wren. And I think in general, when it comes to children online, the problem is that once that child is online, that parent or that guardian has lost complete control of that child's image. So it doesn't matter if Wren's mom is limiting comments or blocking creeps, which she has reportedly done in the past, because there's fan accounts that the creeps can then just go access. And this is about any children online, right? Once you post a kid online, whether you have 200 Instagram followers and you're on private, or you have 200,000 Instagram followers and it's an account about your child, whatever it is, once that photo is online, it's gone from you. It's out there and you've lost control of it. So Wren's safety became a huge topic of conversation earlier this year when exposés were written by Cosmo and the New York Times about the dangers and the realities of posting children on the internet and who is actually consuming that content. Now it seems that either TikTok or Jacqueline have listened, because as of recently, Wren's entire backlog of content has been removed. Some think her account was deactivated, while others theorize that perhaps authorities got involved. The account is still up, but there's no content on it. Hopefully, this is a positive step in the direction of protecting Wren and protecting children online. I mean, I saw so many people talk about at the beginning of this year, when this was a bigger conversation around Wren, that Wren's law is going to be something that we see down the track, protecting minors on the internet. Because what is happening to some of these kids where their parents make their accounts them, as opposed to, being a mommy vlogger and posting about your children, which still has ethical implications, family channels. We've talked about them a million times before, and they are definitely exploitative of the children as well. But the account being for Wren, of Wren, no, something is wrong there. Something is wrong about that. And this is a good step, hopefully, in protecting her. Okay, and the second story that I have for you guys today is that lifestyle publication SheerLuxe has introduced AI-Editor Reem. So this week, the UK-based lifestyle publisher SheerLuxe launched the Reem bot, a, quote, AI-enhanced editor powered by the SheerLuxe team. Quote, much like our other editors, she has all the best recommendations when it comes to fashion, beauty, interiors, travel, food, and more, the announcement reads. To introduce Reem to readers, SheerLuxe published an interview asking the bot questions from how she would describe her style to some of her favorite boutiques. And just to reiterate, Reem is not a real person. She is a bot. This is a robot. This is a chat GPT, a computer. So they also created an Instagram for Reem, which is currently sitting at just under 1,000 followers. Internet users have unsurprisingly had very strong reactions to this business decision. As with most AI-generated journalistic content, users feel uneasy about reading pieces and accepting recommendations from a bot. However, Reem is clearly labeled as an AI-enhanced editor, so that might kind of help mitigate some of the concerns there. It will be very clear, I think, when an article is written by Reem versus an actual person. Nevertheless, many users have also taken to TikTok to question SheerLuxe's decision to make the AI editor a woman of color. Based on her appearance and her name, users believe that she is meant to be of Middle Eastern origin. And they have pointed out that SheerLuxe has previously faced criticism for a lack of diversity in their team. So making the decision to create an AI-generated woman of color, it feels kind of out of touch and performative, and as if it's almost like putting a Band-Aid on that criticism and saying like, see, now we actually do have diversity because the chat bot that we created is supposed to be diverse. Quote, the fashion industry already has an issue with diversity, and instead of hiring the many women of color who are trying to break into fashion journalism, SheerLuxe thought the best thing for them to do is to AI generate one, TikTok user at Priscilla's Creative Corner said in a video. Users have also described Reem as both unrelatable and dystopian, noting that using an AI-generated person as an editor signals the decline of journalism as an industry, which is a bigger topic than I could ever address today. I think there's a few things here. I think the first is that like it is cool that they're trying to lean in to trends and trying to stay relevant. That's one of the biggest challenges with media right now, like journalism, media brands, especially kind of the like more traditional older style mastheads. Like we just can't evolve as quick as like technology needs us to. And so the industry is facing a lot of challenges because of it. I mean, every other day there's like a new publication closing or new layoffs happening. And I know it's not just in journalism, but that's been greatly affected. You know, we've been greatly affected by the advances in technology and different platforms like, you know, TikTok and stuff. Like everybody wants citizen journalism as opposed to journalism from a legitimate publisher now. So there's just a lot of changes. And I think it's cool that SheerLuxe is trying to really like adapt with that. That's the only way that media will survive is if we can keep up with what's going on and all the changes, and it's very, very challenging. So this is like a cool idea. And there are a lot of publishers that are using ChatGPT or AI chatbots or like AI in general to create articles. And they are supposed to be properly labeled. I'm sure most of them are not. But you know, this is not like something new. Like Reem is not like the first ever bot to write an article that we're reading. I'm sure all of you guys have read stuff online where you're like, I don't think a human wrote this. So I think it's cool that they're giving her like a persona and they're trying to take some of that power back, I think, from big tech. I think that's cool. But I also agree if they have faced criticism in the past for a lack of diversity on their editorial team, then this does kind of feel like a Band-Aid to be like, see, if we could, we would. And we did. We did hire diversity, quote unquote. We just created her as a computer, as a robot. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of ethical implications with this. I'm interested to see where it goes, but I think in this case, listening to a lot of the women who are speaking out and saying like the fashion industry has such a diversity issue to begin with, this missed the mark for me. I think that's kind of where we need to like direct our attention to in this particular case. Anyways, guys, that's it for Mini Scroll today. Thank you so much for listening. I have one of my favorite deep dives that we've ever done going up tomorrow. It's actually a two-parter. So part one is going up tomorrow. It's a creator deep dive. I wish we got an interview with her, but we unfortunately did not. We did try, but I'm really excited for you guys to hear this one. I can't believe we haven't covered her before. We cover her all the time. That's a hint. We cover her all the time in Mini Scroll, but we've never covered her on a deep dive. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. That just hits different after I literally opened our reviews to like a million negative ones. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and there'll be a deep dive tomorrow, but I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Okay, bye.